Are we going? Are we going? It looks like it, but I don't know what this looks like. Are we going? It looks like it, but I don't know what this looks like. Are we going? It looks like it, but I don't know what this looks like. Are we going? Still just trying to work out some of the kinks, because I don't know. Let me just check one more thing. Okay, well that's working. So it didn't let me set the name for some reason. I will have to figure that out. But regardless, we're finally here, it looks like. Let's check the audio. Yeah, okay. Looks like everything's good. Can turn this back on. How are my frames looking? Wow, they are not good. Oh, pick back up. I was, oh, no, no. I was, had this in the background the whole time. I'm just testing this. Yay. Don't know how well this is going to work. It looks like it's good on the... I've got my phone over on the side. Looks like it's not too bad. But so, we'll see. On my end, it's quite laggy. Only 17 frames right now. May have to streamline some things on my end. But yeah, first attempt at a live stream. Don't know how well this is going to go. We're finding out, clearly. It was really not intuitive to set up. Not going to lie. The biggest thing was getting OBS to connect to the studio, YouTube studio, which, you know, in theory, and when you read all the instructions, sounds straightforward until you realize that they made a UI change. And where the stream key is, where everyone tells you the stream key is not where the stream key is. It's quite a bit more laggy here, but this also is the first time I've been in the overworld. Yeah, so I can see chunks loading right now. Just walk around, see if it gets any better. It's a little better looking that way, but I know there's a lot of entities over in this direction. It's 20 right now. Let's think of things that I could possibly do. Let's turn render distance down. And let's try this. I can already tell a difference. If I can get it up to 30, I'd be happy. And really, the graphics don't change. I think the only thing that really changes is the look of the leaves. Which, I mean, for live streams, it's not that big of a deal. I needed that skull. Oh, yeah, I need wither roses. So, if you didn't or watch my last video, which I actually just posted yesterday, I was showing off the Wither Skeleton Farm, which I was just at, and got that skull. Sorry, I keep pulling this up. I keep wanting to check the frame rates. It's feeling a lot better now that I changed the graphics. So I built that Wither Skeleton Farm, would have been on Sunday. Saturday or Sunday. It's Monday today. So I built that, and the process of getting the Wither roses for that farm, there was a lot that went into that, a lot of time. You can see the amount of eggs that I still have, because in this version of the game, I believe wither roses only drop from player kills, chickens, and sheep, weirdly. So obviously eggs is the easiest way to do this. And so I did that, and you know, it required stacks of wither roses, which I did end up getting. But then when I was showing it off in the video, I had my hostile mob sounds turned off because I was showing off the cave spider spawner as well. And the ghast shot a fireball at me and then took out took out 5 wither roses in the farm, which, you know, thankfully that was all it did. But I still have to get those back. So I don't need to go here, I need to go down this way. Yeah, I think just changing the graphics and just having the computer just get used to this. Now it seems to be cooking. It's interesting, you know, I'm looking at my phone, and I know that YouTubers have said, you know, in videos that I watch that the colors are different, and they are not wrong. On my end, it's so much brighter than what I'm looking at on the screen right now. It's kind of fascinating, and there's nothing I can do on my end. Maybe in OBS I can change that, but kind of depends on how picky I want to be. So I gotta do this again. Okay, I already have that. Need to get some of these. And then I need one of these slabs here, if I remember right. Because it should go there so that they can't get out, but I can. That is not at the right level though. Whoops. That would explain some things. There we go. Alright. We'll place soul sand. 1 skull, 2 skulls, hold the 3rd. One, 2, 3. Still 4? I think it's still 4. I think that's 5 now. Yep, there's 5. Alright. Got that there. I'm going to quickly turn, that's weather. Turn hostile mobs down because the wither is quite loud. There we go. I think I screwed it up. They were supposed to die from that explosion. I forgot. It wasn't up, was it? Oh, now they're going through the portal. No, because it's not connected. I forgot. I have to look back and see how I did that. Anyway. It's not like whether skeleton skulls have been hard to come by. Oh, I don't even remember what I did. Because this is something new that I was doing. I didn't do this previously. It was underground. And I was trying to get away from that because doing it underground is just so much more destructive. That literally destroyed nothing. But doing it underground, you know, you have to dig a tunnel and stuff, but regardless, not that big of a deal. Come down here. Just means I need to get more wither skeleton skulls, but that's not something I want to do on the live stream. So just make another beacon. I already have too many of these. I'm storing them in here. Yep, you see I already got 2 that I'm not even using right now. And I don't know entirely where I would use them. I'm trying to think. So I've already got some there. Yeah, I'd have to think about it. In the meantime, I'm just gonna go over here. We got some chores to do. A little bit of a stutter there. That doesn't surprise me. We're loading a bunch of chunks. I just cleaned these out not too long ago, so I'm not imagining. There's a good amount there. We got over at the iron farm. This is an iron farm that I found for, like, oh, okay, more than I realized. This is an iron farm that I built for a 1.20 world. And I didn't think it would work in this version of the game, but apparently it does. And it's kind of fascinating to see what farms do and don't work. For example, there's a Guardian farm that I built on a server that relies on scaffolding on top of soul sand. And you can do that in new versions of the game, but you can't in this version, which I actually find kind of fascinating. That there... I think, yeah, I got enough. But that iron farm has been a blessing, especially with the massive beacon projects I've been doing. That's there. And with the extra flowers, we can go visit another area right over here. I really don't know what to call this area over here. There's not a whole lot going on. It's just like the place where I will farm tall trees. And then I've also got a lot of chunks not loading. There we go. Have the cactus farm, which produces, but I don't have like a chunk loader or anything here. Have the flower farm here. And then I also just yesterday added the most basic vine farm ever. But I'm almost positive you can't automatically farm that, so it's not like it's a big deal. It's like everything's centered around agriculture to some degree. But there's only 4 things. I've got other farms scattered around. I need to check down below. Because I thought it wasn't that long ago when I cleaned out the iron farm and the chicken farm, but based on that output, it was longer than I realized. Which means down here, where the kelp, sugarcane, and bamboo all come in, also Lakers in 5. That's not too bad. These aren't meant to be super efficient farms. If you didn't see the last video that I just posted, they're all just like 8 cells. So like there's 8 sugarcane, 8 kelp, and 8 bamboo in 3 different modules here. It's not, I'm not trying to like gather the most efficient and the most amount of these crops. It's more just a thing that, like I talked about in that video, with this being my permanent world, my forever world, I'm kind of wanting to check away all the boxes of different farms and everything like that. And so in doing this, you know, I would never normally build a bamboo or a kelp farm. I already had a sugarcane farm, but it doesn't get loaded constantly like this one pretty much does. So there's that. Also, if you're wondering about where some of the wither killing has happened, it's happened down in this corridor, where you can see I put some of the blocks back, but there's that corridor. If we go over here, it's also been helping too, because, you know, with the fact of the wither skeleton killing, you get a bunch of, there's just a huge tunnel down that way, down here. Like, there's just been a bunch of killing. But what I was saying before I interrupted myself is, in the process of making the wither skeleton farm, you need to have a 128 radius sphere around your AFK spot to be spawn proofed. And the easiest way to do that is either with buttons or slabs. And I think slabs are technically the most efficient because you get 2 per singular block, whereas with a button it's 1 to 1. So there's that. And so that's been helping, you know, get all of those. Oh, it's dark. Gotta go sleep. Yeah, it looks like it's handling it pretty well in the live stream. There's little stutters and stuff, but, you know, you came to this channel. I don't think you expected Hermitcraft quality. What am I thinking? I need to repair my elytras, one thing. With regards to the farms stuff, there's a few things that have changed just recently. First off, I made a book, and I've got all the stuff that I'm farming on these 2 pages. And so cocoa beans got added simply because, once again, that's not something you can fully automate, but at the cave spider spawner I just added a bunch of cocoa beans because the thing's already jungle themed anyway. So if for whatever reason I need cocoa beans, I can just go there, and I technically count that as getting farmed in this case. Nether warts in the greenhouse right over here. Showed you the vines. And then ice is, oh, that's what we can do. Okay, that actually works perfectly. So first I'm going to show the very generic ice farm. Again, it's one of those things where I classify it as I have the farm, but I'm actually, do I show it? I'll try and fly slower because it seems like generating chunks is still problematic. It's just over here. But it's one of those things where I'm not going to need a whole ton of ice, so why build a giant ice farm? This is it right here. So it's one of those designs I found where, for one, we are in a frozen ocean, so if water is adjacent to a block, it has a random chance of freezing. And so that's why you do this here, but in the process of doing so, these bottom half slabs here cannot be frozen because they're not full blocks. But any of these blocks can, and then it can bring into these next 3 on either side. The other thing I noted or noticed was that because of these outsides, these are full blocks. So a couple of ice formed on this edge, actually, which was kind of funny. Nothing's actually formed ice-wise in here, but like 2 or 3 have like right over there. So I think that's funny. It's one of those things where, again, I have the farm now. I'm not trying to be Psycraft, not trying to have a massive farm. So this is it, and this is what counts as the ice farm in that book and in my mind. And you guys can't say anything about it. My world. It's not like, I mean, it's not like anyone's lives depend on that ice farm. But it technically is a farm, so it technically counts. But one thing I was saying was earlier, you're going to have to forgive me, I'm kind of jumping all over the place. I didn't have a super good idea of what I was going to do in this live stream because it took me like 30 minutes just to get it set up for the first time. Hopefully going forward, I'll be able to figure out how to do a title and a thumbnail because I haven't figured that out yet. I could do it in YouTube Live, but running it through OBS, I didn't really see an option, but I'll figure that out. Coming back to the book, the epiphany that I had is I have a section, I have a place where I have a snow golem trapped, and I can... Suka? Suka's made an appearance. Just go back to sleep. You will get your churro later. There you go. I have a snow golem somewhere, essentially. And one of the things I was thinking about is, in my to-do farming, I've got pumpkin and melon will be the easiest. Probably be easy to set up a really simple cobblestone, not the skyblock cobblestone generator, something a little bit better than that. And the other thing is coarse fruit. And one of the things is I'm pretty sure, I don't know if it's in this version or not, and I guess we're about to find out, is I'm pretty sure with coarse fruit you can smack them with snowballs and they will come off. And so we're going to test that theory. Here's the snow golem. And if I get out backup gearbox, have a fortune shovel, just do this. I don't need too many. There we go. Put that away. The idea behind this is going to be, I'm going to go get some coarse fruit after I repair my elytra, because it's losing its durability pretty quickly. Go get some coarse fruit and maybe think about, at the very least, locating a place to build a coarse fruit farm. And then combo it with the snow golem. So I would just have a new snow golem in a different location so that you could just like 1-2 combo it. I think that'd be cool. So back into the end we go. Good. It's really funny with the render distance turned down how not even the end of this tunnel can really be seen. Give me 1 second. Suka is trying to introduce herself into the live stream, and I really don't want her to do that because she is so mouthy. It's ridiculous, frankly. So hopefully she's calmed down now. One of the things that is really annoying about previous versions of the game compared to the new version is you have to have like all your gear off if you want the right thing, like the right tool to actually get mended. It's a little annoying just because every time you've got to like have your gear turned off, you can't do the thing where you have your sword in your main hand and then the thing you want repaired in your offhand because some of it goes into the main XP bar. It's one of those annoying quirks about this older version of the game, but you know, it's the givens and druthers that you have to just deal with as part of this. And there we go. Go ahead and get that away, put that all on. And we will fly off in this direction. Go ahead and turn the volume back up. Hit up the bubble vader and we will fly into the gateway. Or maybe we won't. Maybe we'll do this one since it's already got a thing on it. Yeah, and this shouldn't be too bad on the computer because it's mostly void. It's not like we got to go far anyway because we just need a little bit of course over here. I don't actually use course for anything other than that one, other than that end tunnel. Maybe we'll do something on the main end island. But let's find out if snowballs actually break the fruit. Really? Not in this version, apparently. Arrows have to. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. See, that's another version of or another thing in this version that's different from the newer version. It's hard to keep track sometimes, honestly. Let me make sure. Ah. Not dealing with that. It's just short and then just long. Don't need too many. Wow, am I like just not shooting at a fruit? I don't know. That was... How many flowers are we thinking we'll need? Let me see. If I do this, does this stay on the game? Yeah, it does. Okay, let me look up optimal spacing for chorus flowers. Four blocks apart with a 3-block gap. So if we do that, it's like you'd have one there, 3-block gap, one there, 3-block, one there, and there. If we expanded it, I think we'll stick with 4. I'll keep that 5th one just on me as a just in case. So yeah, we'll just do like a 4x4 grid. That's never happened before. I knew that was a possible thing. I've just never had it happen to me before, where you can fly straight through the portal like that. That's interesting. Caught on a live stream, first time. Oh, so I just made it bad. Not today. Sun's going down. That's perfect. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. The main thing I'm thinking about right now is where I'm going to put this farm. Because it's one of those things where it stands out. It's so unique. We'll look at the map here once the sun goes down. Also, by the way, I think it was day 903 when I did the last video. It's currently day 914, just to give everyone an idea of how things have progressed. And most of that time was spent going back into the nether and trying to farm wither skeleton skulls. Very grindy task. I think I've only technically got to kill one more to get those 5 wither roses. So let's look at the map here. I'm pretty sure I showed this in the World Tour video I did. You got the vineyard and over here, the main mega village here, and then my starter base, my real base. Also, I don't remember if this was a thing in the video or not, but I have a path now that goes to a dock. So you can, through all means now, travel without an elytra and connect to pretty much all my builds. And that was part of the reason for this path, because there was no direct connection besides Ender Portal between A and B. Now there's a walking path. So I'm thinking we've got the vines. I'm not even really looking at the map right now. I'm just thinking we've got the vines. I don't think that this will fit very well in the flower forest farming area. It also doesn't really fit in the ocean with like the creeper farm or the ice farm. I'd rather it not be underground. It's so weird. Like as a farm, it just stands out so much. Let me look up how tall on average they get. Between 5 and 22, naturally between 10 and 15. Okay, now the question. See, I don't know anything about coarse flowers or fruit. First time I've ever made a farm for this. So, can you inhibit the height of coarse plants? Place blocks directly above the flower to restrict its growing space. Okay. So underground is a possibility if we wanted to be a thing. The thing is, like, I've got different sections. None of it really makes sense. I mean, I think this makes sense. Kelp, sugarcane, and bamboo to me seem like they go together. Which one just fired? I think it was bamboo. Yep. Coarse doesn't really fit there, though, in my opinion. It's such an oddball. Let's go over to the flower forest just in case, for whatever reason, I'm not thinking about it right, and maybe an idea gets sparked over here. Maybe not the best viewing point. This is a nice viewing point. I haven't viewed it from this angle before. It could go in the water. Because I have the parkour leading to here. I'm wondering if I branch off over here. It doesn't really, I don't think it fits going that way. It almost have to. If you parkour like right over here. Because you'll almost always have a tall tree here in the process. I'm wondering, can coarse fruit be bone mealed? No, I didn't think so. Let's go get some temporary blocks. Because I'm starting to like the idea of the course being there, even though initially I was very much not. Go with some dirt. And, okay, just need to know. So I gotta remind myself, so it's a 2-block gap for all of them, and then 1 space, okay. So like from here, there'd be like 1 there, 2 over 1, I don't even think you build the next one, because I think the next thing that comes up would be the corner. This is one of those times where I wish I had free cam. I've gotten spoiled by free cam. I think instead what I should do is make the pillar there, then there, and then the corner's there? No, the corner still is there, it's just aligns like that, so you would hop, hop. You gotta be better than parkour. I mean, one of the things that's screwing me up in parkour in this area is now that I've got the speed beacon. But let's think about this. So if we put one there, then we'd need 3 blocks. And then that would be the next one. I think 5 would actually be better. I think it just makes more sense. Because it's already a even or odd number. So but that's a large area. Where was the spot? Is up here. Nope, not what I meant to do. That's a really large area. I don't mind it being bigger. It almost has to be bigger than the tree platform, but I don't want it to be bigger than the cactus farm, which it is right now. So, if that's the case, that corner right there is about the only thing that's like permanent. It's not even permanent, but you know what I mean. It's like I think the parkour set going over to here is in pretty good shape. So if we have 1 chorus fruit there, to the lookout point. Okay, what if... Game's also bugging a little bit with the stream going, but it's fine. Oh, that was a misfire. There we go. I'm just not a fan. The more I look at it... Can't place a bed. Let me also see if I can't get rid of this. Because I think this was the screenshot that... Oh, that one was good. Sorry, it's going to bug me if I don't get rid of this. Screenshots. That's the one. Get rid of that. There we go. because again, we're balancing the fact that I don't need this farm. I will never use this farm. If I, for whatever reason in the future, ever needed a bunch of chorus fruit, I would just go to the end. This is more of just a thing where it's like I have it here in the overworld so I can consider it a farmable resource, a resource that I am farming. And with that being the case, I don't think I even need 2 plants in my thought process here. So what if I just did that? Now I'd actually build it over 1. Let's do that. Add all the blocks. I think that'll work. Now the question is, what if I was right this way? I want this to be more over here, but I didn't like how that looked with the parkour set. All of this work for me to plant a single chorus route. Like once the planning part gets done, like this is going to be super quick and checked off. What if instead it's 2 there, we go 2 there, over 1, 2 over... I think that may be it. From this angle, it almost needs to go to the left more, but what does it feel like from the ground where I'm actually going to be hanging out? So I do a hop, skip, and a jump over here, and if I wanted to, I'd hop, skip, and a jump. It does almost feel like leading. It's leading here. So that becomes center. So let's try it again. Yeah, I'm over here doing chores. It's like, oh, I want to go get some chorus fruit for whatever reason. Poorly parkour. Yeah, I think that works. If it works from the viewpoint. It works. Now I'm not the biggest fan of the parkour. I think I'm going to have to live with that part though, because it does feel... If I moved the parkour, I don't know that I would think it would work as well. Okay, so it's on the bottom. Alright, let's go get some prismarine. That's one of the farms that I don't think I'm going to build in this world. Unless I'm not doing anything this summer and I'm bored. I don't think I'm going to build a guardian farm. This is all the prismarine I have to my name, and I think it's gonna... I think I'm just... And the other thing too, the problem is I haven't found another guardian temple other than that one that's by the gunpowder farm over there. which is a problem in some regards. If I found a second one, then yeah, I would just like get an invisibility potion, water breathing, and just absolutely devastate it. But I'm trying to keep the one preserved, for the most part, near the creeper farm, and doing so does not lead itself to getting a whole lot of prismarine. Trying to remember, doesn't this block off the effects? Yeah, it does. I wonder if this is going to change. I can't tell if what the problem I'm having with the parkour is because I added the speed beacon, or if it's because of the live stream and the game just not running as smoothly as normal. But I guess we're about to find out. It's just because I suck. Can you just like walk up to it? You can do that, I know. It's just fine. Okay, standard is that. We go to the next one. Two, four, six. Yeah, if I built the parkour, I should probably use the parkour. Even if I fail miserably. Course farm's done. There we go. That's the course farm. Because the thing is, like, that's going to come up and branch up and stuff, so I think that's going to work well. And I like it. It's got a little path. See what it looks like from the air. The area's slowly getting more and more developed. How does that look when I do that on stream? Doesn't look too bad, okay. I do some pretty glitchy flying. Yeah, I don't think that looks too bad. I like that. Then you have the opportunity to get something, another branch going to something small right over there. I already checked the cactus. There's 2 more cactus. You're not needed. But while I'm here, might as well use the vine farm, because I don't have any vines other than the ones that I used for that. I don't know why I keep checking that chest. I can put some of that away. And I think that's it. Always put your blocks away. I'm just looking. Yeah, that's fine for now. And then yeah, I can just do that. That's simple enough. Would have been potentially interesting to have one growing in the greenhouse here. The problem is the branches don't really go too horizontal. If it went more horizontal, I think that would be cool, but I don't think that's going to be the case. Check, yep, that's working. All right. Oh, got to go down here. And I can add chorus fruit to the done list. That brings up another question that I low-key forgot about. As the sun sets yet again, every time I think of something and need to go somewhere, the reason I always wait for the sun to set is A, most of the time the area I want to go to is not spawn proof. Pretty much the only place that's like really spawn proof is the mega village and my base here. But the other thing too is part of the village is within the spawn chunks, because the spawn chunks are a lot larger in this version of the game than the newer version, which means they're always loaded. And I have villagers there, and I don't want the villagers to be impacted by that. The thing I forgot about, well, no, that doesn't matter now, because if I could complete a full sentence, the idea was that you had the snow golem by the coarse fruit farm, because in the new version of the game, snowballs break coarse fruit, but in this version they do not. So I don't actually need a snow golem here. And I don't really think it fits with the theme either. Hey, it grew. So there's that. Parkour. Parkour. I got it going one way. And royally screwed up the rest of it. Either way. Check the bone meal on this. It's been a while. Oh, it's loaded. It's fine. Yeah, I don't think where the snow golem is right now, I don't think that's going to be Bro's permanent location. In fact, I just thought of this. So this is the historic builds section of my world. I think it's done. I don't think there's any more builds I want to add to it at the very least. Oh, you can see the beacon. That's kind of cool. With this part, because this was built on a previous server, I had a butcher. You know, it's meant to be like an old saloon or a store. And I had, where the ender chest is, I had a villager that I blocked in. And it was a butcher, and he was kind of the person that greeted you at the door. And I know they can't do anything with that, so I wonder if I go ahead and make a snow golem there. Let's go ahead and test it out. It's not like it's using up a whole ton of resources. Let's see if this is going to be a good idea or a bad idea, because I don't even know why I have... I mean, I know why I have the ender chest back there, but of all the places to put it, that wasn't the greatest. I'll have to play around with it. I don't think that's going to work either. So we'll go... I didn't think about that. I think that works, though. Like I said, we're testing. Yeah, that'll work. Whatever, bro. So, two more options. First thing is... Well, one thing... the lantern... Is that the problem here? These are slabs, right? Yeah, they are. Why aren't you making snow? To the Google. Will not make snow on, well, on bottom half, duh. They will create snow on top half slabs. Well, clearly he's not. This is interesting. Those are slabs, right? Yeah. Well, I may just keep you around because you're an anomaly. There's no other lighting, I don't think. No? What is going on here? If the biome temperature is too high... Well, you know what? I guess we're about to find out something. Yeah, that's what I thought. Predictable. No! Bruh. Biome are we in? We're in a plains biome. This shouldn't be a problem. Oh, this is really... This is genuinely fascinating to me. Don't think spending too much more time on it is a good use of live stream. You're going to stay here because I'm fascinated by this. But I'm pretty sure the other one's in a plains biome. So the biome temperature shouldn't be a problem in that regard. Ow. Yeah, where are we in? We're in a forest. Hmm. I see you spamming. Don't make me block you. You know who you are. There's only 3. Well, actually, there's only 2 people. We are performing science because I'm confusion. Oh, I did not fly. Yeah, I did. It's really hard when the chunks don't load like they're supposed to. I don't think this is going to hurt the grass, and even if it does, I'm going to kill it really quickly. Because we're going to find out one way or the other. Now it needs to be in a plains. So yeah, I'll just do it right here. Do you generate snow? You don't generate snow. What is happening? Am I just like losing my mind? It's too high in a plains biome. Why does a forest work? I would think a forest would actually be at least equivalent. Okay, well, you get to stay regardless. Okay, well, there goes that idea. Is a river biome? I don't really think I'd want to keep him in there. Fascinating. Devin, are you still the one watching, or is there someone else? Well, we're in a plains biome here too, I think. Yeah? So that's not going to work. Sounds good. Guess it doesn't really matter. I would. Oh, I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. Now, I don't know how to design this right off the top of my head, but you know, it's a snowman, a snow golem. If they've got to be cold. Really got to figure out a way to get the chunks to load better. Just gonna glide a little bit. There we go. If it's got to be cold, why not expand the ice farm a little bit? Question is, how do we do this? I think on the back end makes the most sense. Let's experiment. See, this is what I was talking about earlier in the live stream, if no one caught it. This is starting to get a it's funny. There's no other word for this except for it's just ridiculous. Yeah, let's not make water, or let's not make ice there. Let's make it outside the farm. Proof it works in theory. Guess there's that. So if we're gonna build a little trap chamber for bro, we gotta know some things. See, we're learning in this live stream. I know quite a few things with Minecraft, but when you don't build farms for these things, you learn a bit more when you do eventually build the farm. I think I want to check real quick. I mean, yeah, snow. Yeah, okay. So let's do a quick additional Google. Let's see, can snow golems jump? They can scale 1 block high obstacles. That's kind of what I thought. So it could just put a thing over their head. It's not too big of an issue. For dealing with, because all my farms really are designed around prismarine, but I'm thinking trapdoors. And in that area, I mean, acacia makes sense. Keisha also makes sense because it's going to be wearing a pumpkin on its head, which is also orange. And you have the blue, orange color theory. I think that works. I'm just trying to think of anything else. Iron could work, potentially. Let's see. Let's only do one, just in case this doesn't work like I think it will. The most riveting of stream content. That did not work. It's not entirely surprising. This works. Yeah. Now that'll be underwater. Nah, I don't think that's going to be worth pursuing. Chat, simpler is better in this case. We're going to the Mega Savannah. Give it a second to load. It feels fine, but this is the Mega Savannah for... I didn't really show off the area, really. I think I just showed off the skeleton farm. Got an ocean over here, plains over here, but it's just a mega... It's a really cool looking area. Yeah, desert there. Spin around. It's not a super big area, but I mean, when you have peaks like this, does it really matter? Because you're more looking at the vertical elevation. Really like the bay area here. Don't have any current plans with this, aside from the skeleton farm down here. One second. It's one of those biomes that's really cool to look at, but not the best to build in my opinion. I don't have any. Okay, that's fine. I need to come here sometime and get some more arrows. Arrow supplies running low. A lot of supplies get eaten up when you're in the nether, like for almost 100 days. Minecraft days. What do I need? Anything else? just in case. And if I'm thinking about this right, it wouldn't hurt to test something. What are we thinking for a name for this guy? I want to be super freaking generic here. Not intentionally, but for some reason I'm finding this really funny. Just Frosty the Snowman. Do I put the snowman, though, is the question. But also you have the Wendy's Frosties. Yeah, I'm thinking just, yeah. I'm so stupid right now. It's almost, oh, it is past 11. And for some reason, this name is just hilarious. That's interesting. I wonder if that's an actual thing or not. Every time I look up, more chunks render compared to if I'm looking down. Yep. We caught it twice on video. I'm tempted to just, well, I think I can leave them. Maybe not the one. But that's not where you're supposed to be. It's not where it's supposed to be happening. Okay. Gonna have Frosty stand there. It doesn't matter ultimately, I guess. Maybe it does. I'm trying to think of how to extend this, because I want him on that block, I think. I want those facing down. The other thing, though, is... Okay. I didn't even think about this, but I think we're any temporary blocks around the sides, because I'm going to have to piston push. I mean, it works. That's ridiculous. Welcome to the world, Frosty. And you have snow below you. Now, can't go there. That's what I thought. But I can go there. And no, I don't have to piston push if I just do that. But I think trapdoor is going to be better. That doesn't matter. He can't get out now. It more matters that I placed that on the wrong side. Because I want it back here. Because I'm picky. Yeah, that works a lot better. Welcome to the ice farm, Frosty. What is happening? Hang on. I had to cough. This is bonkers to me. Alright. I mean, cool. I didn't care anyways. Anything else sneak go back? That does. Okay, question now is, I think leaving it like that. Now, I'm also going to be under the impression that I can do that and get the snow and not have a problem. Because he's not going to be able to get out, and I can just... Yep. This is kind of what I thought. Okay. That all works. Final question is, do I permanently dock the shovel here? Or do I just leave it as is? And for the sake of this argument, I'm going to take away this ice because it's not supposed to be there. And I don't really see a location that makes sense because I can't dock it here because it's out in front and that doesn't look good. I don't want it there because it'll block his face. Doesn't make sense on the side or the back, so we're not gonna do it. We're just gonna keep it there. I always have an ender chest on me anyways. And this makes sense, gives this farm dual purpose, and I'm petty, so yay. Now, unfortunately, there's one final thing with regard to this that we need to take care of. And that's over here. You've been replaced. Do, 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 do. Yeah, that checks out. Okay. Throw the trash in the trash chute. Check on this. Oh, yeah. Because I know you're still here. I can see it. Thought you'd get a kick out of that. Okay, so that's been done. Trying to think if there's anything I want to do. Currently, I'm trying to think if I want to set up a simple, small pumpkin and melon farm, or if I just want to call the stream, because it's already a little past 11. It's been going on for a little more than an hour. And I only really intended to do an hour. It just got super delayed because trying to set up YouTube Live was a little bit more of a pain than I realized. Or if there's something else I want to do. I'm not really thinking of anything. Nothing that's like super entertaining stream wise. Fair enough. Alright, I think I'm going to try to end this stream now, which will be interesting. Now I've already ended 2 premature streams that weren't ready, but this will be the first one that's gone on for longer, so we'll see if this works. Anyways, hope everyone enjoyed and will enjoy the VOD of the stream on this channel. This is going to be a thing that I hope to do on Mondays after I get back from orchestra. Also watched the Leafs Flyers game earlier, which, you know, when you watch 2 bad teams play, it actually gets really interesting. It's not as fun when it's a good team versus a bad team, but, you know, it's got its quirks. But that is the live stream. Like I said, hope everyone enjoyed. Hit like and subscribe if you really liked the video, and I will see you all in either the next video or the next live stream.